Cspan, asking you this first segment here on Washington Journal about his plans for 2024. Some reaction on Twitter, then to your calls. This one from Michael, who says, in terms of President Trump running again, no, so tired of the daily drama. Yes, and I will vote for him again, says James on Facebook. Absolutely not is this one. And one more. The former president will not run in 2024. He'll be a convicted felon sitting in his cell. Try and find that in the corporate-owned media. Billionaires own the media, and we know where that stands. Not very patriotic. Robin is on our Democrats line in Norris, South Carolina. Good morning.
Yes, Donald Trump Jr.'s speech basically says it all about the Republican Party. I mean, he looks like he was high. I mean, and the speech today is going to be filled with lies. It's going to be so far from reality that it's not even going to be believable. So really, Donald Trump is the best thing that could have ever happened for the Democratic Party, because now the Democratic Party knows what we've got to lose. We've got to lose democracy. These people don't believe in democracy. So you're not going to see nothing from Donald Trump other than what we saw for the last 4 years. Grievance, lies, deception, deceit, dishonor, distrust. Just a bottom-of-the-barrel individual that has pulled out the biggest con ever perpetrated against a political party.
Let's hear from John in Philadelphia, Republican line. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. The answer is no. He shouldn't run, and the whole Trump family should get out of politics and go back to selling in business, doing what they do. We had enough of The Apprentice. I think baseball this afternoon will be a lot better than listening to The Apprentice again deny everything, the fake election, no mask, this, that. He's actually had family members that have caught the pandemic because of his rhetoric. Thank you, and have a good day.
Another in Philadelphia, Marvin, this time on the independent line. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's very exciting to see if you do run, but I doubt it. I just would like the country to pull together, be one again. And I hope the Republicans get a better running person than that.
All right, to Metairie, Louisiana. Clay, good morning. Republican line.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
Whether ex-President Donald Trump runs again or not is questionable. He probably should not, but if someone like Donald Trump does not run again, I think a lot of Republicans, and I'm a lifelong Republican, will probably stay home. The old mossback Republicans like George Will and Bill Kristol and the Lincoln Project and all that, that's the past of the Republican Party.
So who do you think is the future, Clay? If it's not President Trump, someone like former President Trump, who would that be? Who at this point do you think that could be?
Well, they're floating out the name of Governor Ron DeSantis in Florida and the possibility of Nikki Haley. But again, I don't really know enough about Nikki Haley except her experience, but probably someone along those lines. But my point is, the old Republican Party is dead.
Okay, we'll go to Pawtucket, Connecticut next up and hear from Rhonda, Democrats line.
Hi, good morning. I think the conversation should also take into consideration the legal and criminal charges that could possibly be facing the former president. And also that the former president, his health, he'll be close to 80, near 2024. And we don't know how that's going to play out. I think what the media is doing is trying to, project more viewership and so forth. But Donald Trump has a lot of swords hanging over his head, so to speak. We just don't know what's going to take place, not to mention the findings of the insurrection.
All right, let's hear from Independent Line next. We'll hear from Eric. Good morning. Your thoughts on President Trump running again in 2024?
Hi, good morning. Well, my thoughts are I really support Donald Trump. I think he did a great job as president, and I do think the media, people step back and look at what they did and what they're still doing to protect the Biden administration is really a travesty for our country. But I don't think he should run. I think he should enjoy his retirement, quote unquote, for Donald Trump. That'll probably be something in business. But I do think he's a very powerful person. The midterms are going to really tell the story. And I think today, not after the speech that he gives, but I do think you're going to see a little bit of butt kissing from some of these people who thought he was going to lose all support after January 6th. And that isn't the case. And I think you're going to see a lot of people who are worried about the midterms as well as what's going to happen in 2024 being a little nicer to Mr. Trump. But
well, you're on our Independent Line there, Eric. You don't see President. You see now the Republican Party as largely the party of President Trump. There's not much, in your view, there's not much chance that the president will split off and form his own independent party, as it has been rumored at least early on.
No, unfortunately, I am independent, but I do think what would happen is that would just ensure there would be it would split the Republican vote. I think. I mean, you would have people that went either way, and there would be enough. Honestly, I think he would beat the Republican nominee. However, it would ensure that neither the Republican Party nor the Independent Party, you'd have a Ross Perot situation. So, I would hope that we don't, unfortunately, I would love to see a viable independent candidate, but I just think it would just split the Republicans in half and make them unwinnable. So
we mentioned the straw poll that's done at every annual Cpac of the potential nominees for the next presidential election year, in this case 2024. One of those being mentioned is Mike Pompeo, the former Secretary of State. Send us a text if you want, 202-748-8003. This one from Mike in Orlando, where Cpac is happening. On our question, yes, Trump needs to run for president in 2024. He lost by 3 million in 2016 and 7 million in 2020. Trump will lose by 14 million in 2024. Yes, please keep running again and again. This one says the very idea that Trump could end up as president again is proof that there's something very wrong with the United States of America. David says Trump won support from the Republican voters because he was unqualified. Only qualified candidates should be permitted to run. And from Bill, who says if they had any sense at Cpac, they would boo him off the stage. Next is Amy in Gray, Georgia. Good morning, Amy. Go ahead.
Good morning. First, I want to say, of course, he should not run again. But I really want to say that this weekend it has been wall-to-wall Cpac, and Donald Trump speaking at Cpac. You in the media, you're making the same mistake that you made in 2016. You're giving him free airtime. He's a dangerous clown, and his venal Republican accomplices are right along with him. You're letting them set the narrative, which is always vitriolic and dishonest, and ignoring that they are, the Republican Party is a party that no longer believes in the rule of law or democracy or our Constitution, but you're still giving them an opportunity to set the narrative. You have got to do better. We're in trouble here. Our democracy is hanging on at a thread, and you're still giving these people free airtime to spread disinformation. We can't afford that. Do better.
Amy, I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate your comments. C-SPAN exists for one reason, that is to cover all sorts of political views, all sorts of political gatherings and discussions of public policy, but we welcome your input. We're joined next by Matt Schlapp, who runs the Conservative Political Action Conference, actually the American Conservative Union. Good morning, Matt Schlapp there in Orlando.